Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.
Media, please. Can we please be quiet? Media and media, don't be quiet. A wonderful night, a wonderful performance. Chris Eubank Jr. first defence of his British middleweight title, stopping Tom Doran. And we're going to fire to the floor for questions from you wonderful people.
Chris, how did you learn the session?
Clinical, steady, and I picked punches in this fight. I wanted to take this guy out. I wanted to take him out clean. I've been working a lot on body shots, and yeah, everything went to plan.
What sort of preparation do you think this is for the fight you're talking about now?
It's just the start. I mean, you know, my training camp for Golovkin has started. This is the beginning stages of my training camp for the Golovkin fight. I'll be in the gym tomorrow.
Do you know when we can expect that fight?
I think
it's down to Sky. You know.
we've got some work to do. We've got some meetings on Monday with Sky and Senior, and it's there. If it's the right deal for Junior and English thinks that it's the right deal, then it will definitely happen.
Next?
Yes, September.
Are we looking at a stadium fight? Or are we looking
That's one of the options. I mean, look, you know, Wembley is where we'd like to stage it. They have the problem now, or a nice problem for them with Spurs playing and some other football as well. We've blocked here as well as a safety net. This is a wonderful venue, and Chris has boxed here a couple of times, feels very comfortable here. But wherever makes the most money.
Chris, are you noticing people really enjoying you tonight? Did you feel that when you came? You seem to really enjoy your moment of arriving at the ring tonight more than we've seen you in the past.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously at the beginning of my career I was the bad guy, and then slowly over the years, you know, once people start to realise that this isn't a gimmick, I'm not a fake, I'm not pretending, this is real, this is my life, this is what I do on a daily basis. You know, people are really getting behind me, and now that I'm British champion, the whole of Britain is behind me.
Chris, you didn't appear to show any sort of hangover from the Mick Blackwell fight. Did that ever come into your thoughts at all? You know, when you're in the ring?
It can't. You can't. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, it was extremely unfortunate what happened to Nick, but I can't let that affect my performances, my future performances. You know, if anything, I've upped my levels now. I've upped the ferocity. I've upped the training. I've upped my mentality and my lifestyle. Because, as you can see with Nick, you know, this can be taken away from you at any time if you're not prepared. So I will always be fully prepared.
Do you not feel like a small break might be a good idea ahead of preparing for a fight like Golovkin?
A small break. You know, this is. I don't have a 9 to 5. I have a 24/7.
You don't feel any tiredness, fatigue from camp for this way?
You know, I've been doing this for years now, so and tonight, yeah, it was, you know, it went 4 rounds. You know, I have tougher spars, so there's no need for breaks really.
Will you need to improve for Golovkin?
I will need. Listen, Tom Doran is not going to be Golovkin. Everything I'm doing now has to be upped. Everything has to be on point, pinpoint. You can't go into a fight like that with, you know, unless you're 100%. And you know, if anything, I was 50% tonight. By the time I get to Golovkin, I will be 100%.
Presumably not so much showboating.
More showboating.
Is it fair to say you're having fun tonight, especially 4th round?
I was enjoying it, yeah. You know, it's, you know, all the hard work is done in the gym. So when you get into a ring, you feel a man's punches, you feel his spirit, and you know that there's no way on this earth he's going to beat you, then you can enjoy yourself. So that's what I did.
Did Doran do anything to you? Like, it looked like he caught you with a couple of shots.
I mean, I've got a couple little marks here. I don't know where that came from. He was using his head a little bit, but you know, full credit to him. He was, you know, I've dropped guys with one body shot, one of the body shots that he took, and he took a whole bunch of them, and it took him, you know, and he didn't want to give up. So full credit to him.
You said you do more show votes against Golovkin. Why do you think Golovkin's
Why not?
going to be ranked that?
You know, I'm not a conventional fighter. You guys know this by now, and you know, the way to beat somebody like Golovkin is to do things unconventionally. What am I going to do? Do everything the same as all the other guys he's been in the ring with? No, you've got to do something different. So you know, I've got a nice few little tricks up my sleeve here.
What do you want to do about sparring and try and kind of replicate that extreme power?
Well, that's, yeah, you know, I will have to get the best sparring, you know, in the world. I'll have, you know, whoever I need flown over. We'll look at fighters to try and replicate his style. You know, like I said, everything needs to be upped. Sparring will be a key factor. And I didn't really get any sparring for this fight here. Everything was done on pad work, bag work, and just general fitness. So yeah, we're definitely looking for strong super middleweights. Probably would be a good option. Power, obviously, that's what he relies on, is his power. I know I can take a shot, so that's why I'm not worried about stepping into the ring with this man. If this fight happens, then money will not be an option for, you know, it won't be a worry for me anymore.
Where do you think victory by you over Gennady Golovkin ranked among kind of British wins?
I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
One of the top ones ever?
I think so. You know, this has the potential to be, you know, one of the biggest fights in British boxing history, I believe. You know, the reputation he has, you know, to take that scalp in England, that's history right now.
How close to the best Golovkin do you think he is at the moment? I mean, he's 34 and been around for a while. Do you think he's there for the taking, or do you think he's still right at the top level?
I think he's still right there. You know, his last performances, you're not seeing any. He's not diminishing. You're not seeing holes as far as him getting older. You know, he's carrying his power. You know, and in his last fight, he was letting the guy hit him, which is interesting. I hope he does the same for me.
Eddie, how confident are you that Golovkin will hit this next in September?
He's ready. He's ready to sign. We just got to make sure the deal and the terms are right for Junior. But listen, there's no one queuing up to fight Gennady Golovkin. Billy Joe Saunders run a mile. Canelo is run a mile. It's embarrassing, Canelo. I mean, they've forged a story to say that they've agreed a deal for next fall in 2017. It's like a year and a half. Canelo would love to box at middleweight. He's killing himself to make £154 just to fight Liam Smith, which he's bombed in America. So Canelo's lost face. Billy Joe had the fight. It was there for him to take. He wouldn't take it.
Canelo's fighting Liam Smith next.
Yeah. But the fact is there seems to be only one world-class fighter who is a big name that is prepared to face him, and that's Chris Eubank Jr.
So on that note, if there is any doubt left, is there a message from Eubank Jr. and Senior to Mr. Triple G in his cap? In case he needs any more convincing?
I said it up in the ring. I'm coming for his belts. You know, this is a dream of mine to become a world champion, and to be able to share a ring with the so-called pound for pound makes it all the more special. You know, this guy, he's not indestructible. He's not the boogeyman, or whatever you guys want to call him. You know, he has 2 arms, 2 legs, and a heartbeat just like me. And I can and I will beat him.
What's your training setup now? Is it just the three of you with Ronnie Davis?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Adam Smith's, Adam Booth's not involved.
No.
There's one kind of criticism of Golovkin is that his record is maybe not full of the top names. We've got Hearn and David Lemieux, maybe the best of his four. What do you kind of think of his record today? Do you think he's under sort of preparation, to fight you?
He's undefeated and he has the highest knockout ratio in boxing. You can't knock that. He's paid his dues. He's fought everyone he that's been in his path. But as far as pound for pound, I don't think he has earned that title, because he hasn't fought anyone, in my opinion, that can earn him that title of pound for pound. You have to be fighting the top guys. But a great fighter, strong fighter, there for the taking. And Chris Eubank Jr. will take him.
When do you rank him in the pound for pound?
I don't believe in all that. Pound for pound is it's a fantasy. I don't fantasize. I do it.
That is. I like that. I've never heard that before. I like that. No, I do. But I don't so much believe that, because after you do your process on him, you will be pound for pound. You may not believe in it. I want to believe in it. And that's the only way I can fulfill my promise. I'll make you better than me. Just follow my path, or the path I advise. There's many routes to the top. Okay, this is a beautiful route. It's a wonderful route. The routes other people have talked about is another route, but it's not my one. I don't think it's a good route. The other routes people have talked about. This one is the best one. We'll clean up the top and then we'll work backwards.
What makes you more confident that you could be Golovkin?
He is solely relying on his power and his intimidation factor. These guys that he fights, they already lost before they've got into the ring with him. I have so much self-belief that I know that that's not going to affect me. I'm not going in there. I'm not a filler. I'm not going in there to survive. I'm not going in there thinking, I don't want to get hurt. I'm going in there to take everything that he has. I'm not scared of him. And, speed. Is he faster than me? Does he throw combinations quicker than me?
Can you answer the question? Well, yeah, answer the question. He's asked your question.
In your opinion?
I know he doesn't throw punches as fast as you, but he's got consistent punching power.
Yeah, we know about the power. We're not talking about.
He's very accurate.
Yeah, accurate. I'm accurate too. I was accurate tonight. And how accurate is he going to be against a guy who has my type of defense? He's not fast, and I know how to evade extremely well. That's a huge part of my training, is to slip punches. He doesn't slip punches. The guy, he was letting the guy punch him in the face in his last fight. The guy didn't have any power, but, 3 shots is, that's unprofessional to me anyway.
It's deplorable.
But, there are many holes, there are many weaknesses I see in his game, as there are weaknesses in everybody's game. But he's the guy I'm focusing on, and I believe I can exploit his weaknesses.
Chris, you've obviously seen some middleweights in your time. Where do you kind of rank Golovkin? What do you make of him? How do you rate him?
I'm going with your market. I'm going with your market rate. You are the guys who rate him. Everyone is telling me, Mr. Hart, that this is the pound for pound, the premier guy after Mayweather Jr. So I'm going with your market rate. I don't believe it. No different to when I saw Ben all those years ago. Everyone's telling me that this guy's going to knock my head into the 4th row. But I'm saying to myself, I can beat this guy, and I'm looking at the same calculation today. I'm looking at Golovkin, I'm looking at Eubank Jr., and I'm saying, the math works in Junior's favor. He's minimum 3 to his 1. I said the other day I fought Kawasaki. Not that I wasn't a premier fighter before I fought Kawasaki. I was a premier fighter. How comes he beat me every single round? Speed. 4 to my 1. Speed. So the calculation to me is like, this is not guessing. I'm not guessing, and I'm like, really? Okay, well, would you prove this to me, Mr. Golovkin? Prove to me that you can beat Junior, because I don't believe it. Mr. Hart here says, I wouldn't put my son in with him. You're not a risk taker.
I did qualify that at the moment.
You are not a risk taker, 1. 2, you've never been in there. You don't know about what it takes to be this. Putting it on the line, stepping up to the plate. You should be proud of Junior. I'm proud of guys who have kahunas. I like to see that. It's inspiring to see someone say, you know what, bring it. How else is he going to actually take off into the stratosphere? We're not worried about Saunders. Saunders is not the problem, it's his management. If it was a fair fight, Junior burnt him the first time and still gave away 6 rounds. They'll come back. Golovkin. They're happy, we're happy. The only people who seem to be a little bit shaky is Sky. If this fight doesn't happen, it's because of Sky. Eddie's done his job. We are ready to sign. Sky have to actually make sure the deal works for Britain's fighter, British champion. Would you say that's fair to say, Eddie?
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Yeah. I would say, as in all deals, everybody's got to be happy.
Everyone's got to be happy. But and hold on, before you, I must say, he said everyone has to be happy. The first dollar should always drop to the fighter. That's how I'm going to change the game. It should not be the broadcaster first and the fighter second. God forbid, the broadcaster first and then the promoter. No, the fighter should be the first person to get the first dollar that drops. Nothing unreasonable about that. And so here is the deal. The deal is, if the first dollar that drops comes to Junior, that fight will sign. If Sky say they want the first dollar, they're the ones who are going to be killing this deal. Is that fair to say?
I think.
This is the man to back.
Is there a deadline? In other words,
48 hours. 48 hours.
if it's not done in 48 hours, it won't happen.
Correct.
But we want to sign. Sky? It's all in the eye. It's all in the hands of Sky. And so, for all you aficionados, you fans, petition Sky to make this deal happen.
Why are you being quiet about this?
I'm not talking. I mean.
Is what Chris saying right?
Why are you scratching your chin?
Because not all of what he says is right.
What? Tell me what's wrong in what I'm saying then.
Because there is a policy and a deal in place. You're trying to change that, and I understand that, and that's why we'll have our meeting on Monday. But
it's not that I'm trying to change it. Look,
in fact,
who takes the risk?
The fact is that the bottom line is that the fight is there, and if you want it, you can have it.
No, we are ready to. We will sign on Monday.
Well,
Sky
no,
are the. But
no.
That's what the meeting's going to be about.
No. Well, we'll see what happens Monday. The deal is there. It's ready to go.
Put the pressure, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Put the pressure on Sky to sign the deal. Give Junior, listen, they've got to back him. He's the one taking the risk.
Are you saying you want more money from Sky? What are you saying?
No.
What is it?
Actually,
What is it?
the first dollar that drops should be to Junior. That's really the crux of it. And we'll talk about it on Monday. But if it doesn't happen, it's not because of us. It's because of Sky. So the board members at Sky, please have a word. Have a word.
Do you have a contingency plan? Chris?
I didn't hear.
Do you have a contingency plan if this Golovkin fight doesn't happen in the next 48 hours?
I don't, Sky are in a business. The public want to see Junior and Golovkin. They
Are we
have a
looking at
duty.
box office? Are we looking at a box office?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. They have a, they have
I
a
don't
duty.
think it would happen on a Saturday night fight. No.
They have a duty to provide what the they have
What?
a duty to provide what the fans want.
SkySports.com.
They have a duty to provide what the
Can't wait.
fans
I can't wait for Monday.
If there's nothing else,
Yeah. Be careful when you get up because you're right on the edge.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
William Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.